Well, I had to go out there and be very switched on from the get-go. I knew that the way JJ's been playing, he's had an amazing, couple months, and his energy is infectious, and I knew the crowd was going to, start hopping on to his kind of game. He plays an exciting brand of tennis as well. He serves big. He takes a lot of risk. He doesn't play with much margin. So I knew the crowd was going to be, starting to get on top of that type of tennis. And, I could feel the momentum swinging a little bit in the third. They were cheering his name. So I'm really happy with the way I got it done in straight sets. And keeping it under 2 hours is good. Obviously, this part of the tournament, you want to be as fresh as possible because it doesn't get easier,
Great. Thank you. Questions? Go right ahead. Name and affiliation.
Aish with ESPN. Congratulations on the win today. You were dancing and celebrating. It seemed like you were having a good time. Would you say you took your advice and were nicer to yourself today?
I don't know. Not really. I just act stupid and stuff in those certain moments. It just comes to me and I kind of do it. But I was still extremely hard on myself today. You look at the score and it was like 6-4, 6-2, 6-3. And in a Grand Slam, usually someone would have no moments in that match getting angry. But if I look back, I probably had like 25 still. So I don't know. I was probably a lot better today. I thought I was much more composed today than I was in my second round, which is, I actually tried to work on it today. I didn't want to be so up and down, so much of a roller coaster, for me and my team. I wanted us to kind of enjoy the way I'm playing. It's the form I have at the moment is amazing and it's good. Like we've all been away from home now for like 3.5 months and it's going on to 4 months and we all miss our families, we all miss home. So I want to try and make this worthwhile and get the most out of it before we head home. I think it's going to make that time better. But, I feel like today was, we all should celebrate it. Straight set win in the third round. I've never been to the fourth round before of the US Open, so I feel like I've come a long way.
Chris Otto with US Open. Congrats on a great match tonight. Big stages, you're known, have a reputation for being a big stage player, and
I think so.
Playing the best at those on these big occasions, and it looks like you're going to have one with Daniil in the round of 16. I just wonder, what is it about you? What is it about big, crazy atmospheres that help you play better, if that's even true, which it seems to be?
I just feel like I've always I feel like as a tennis player, as an athlete, or with any profession, you kind of want to be in those moments. Like, I don't want to be playing futures or challenges on back courts with no crowd. Like, that's not why I played the sport. That's not why I picked up the racket. I want to be playing on the biggest stadiums in the world in front of millions of people, broadcasted globally. Like, that's where I want to be. Like, that's why I work hard. And it makes it even sweeter. Like, I know a lot of people don't want me to succeed. I know that a lot of people hate on my game or the way I do things or the way I go about it. And again, I'm the only Australian still left on the men's side. Like, it's the same story every time, literally nearly every time at a Grand Slam. So, look, I always thrive on it. There's a lot of, I never forget, all the things people say, or, I've always carried this chip on my shoulder. I have it all in the back of my head when I'm playing, and I want to be there. I want to be on prime time. I want to be on that screen, the screen that they're all watching. So I embrace it, and win or lose, I'm proud of how far I've come. I've worked hard to be in the fourth round of the US Open hopefully against Medvedev. I want to be there. That's where every tennis player, I think, wants to be. Playing the best players in the world in the best stadiums in the world, getting paid well. So, I'm looking forward to it.
Nick, Courtney Walsh, Code Sports Australia regarding Australia. You touched a little bit on your return a couple of days ago. I think you're sitting in the top 20 or so in terms of breakpoints converted this year, which I suspect that's the best. What have you done in that regard to, I suppose, work on that facet? How have you improved that side of your game, and what does that do for you as a result as a player?
I've definitely worked on it. Every training session. I don't have a coach, so I broke down my game. My weakness was obviously my forehand return. And throughout my career, my forehand return's been my weakness. My second serve at times, I don't give it enough variety. Movement. So 3 things I worked on were, getting in better shape, adding more variety to my second serve, and every day, every practice session, I'll allocate 5 to 10 minutes working on my forehand return. And 5-10 minutes adds up every day into hours, and then basically I'm playing a lot more doubles with Thanasi's helped as well. Returning, I've been working on my forehand return there a lot, and it's translated into my singles game, and I think I've just won it more. I think I'm just the intent, that's what returns are, energy and intent and aggression, instead of just massaging it and trying to get it in play, actually trying to break serve. Obviously I figured out quite early in my career that you don't have to break serve to win tennis matches, so I got a bit lax on return games, but now I want to be able to put that pressure on players. But I'm proud of it because I drove that. I didn't have a coach. Like, I analysed my game, I put in the work, and I'm seeing the results, and obviously the stats don't lie, numbers never lie. So I'm really happy with that.
Nick, if you could just turn to the video board, we're going to go down
Okay.
here to Aaron from News Corps. Aaron, you are live with Nick.
Hi Nick, Erin from News Corp. I just obviously mentioned it a few times, how long you've been away from home.
Yep.
What does it mean to know, I guess, that you've gotten the furthest you've ever got, and how are you dealing with it mentally, knowing that everyone, you're apart from your family and a lot of your friends?
I'm struggling with it, to be honest. I think a big part of me would love to just be home with my girlfriend and see our families and have that comfortable type of lifestyle. But, this is just what I do, and it's fun at times, obviously going to new places and meeting new people, seeing the world is fun. But, it's hard because we text message, we try and FaceTime, but it doesn't do it justice. You miss crucial moments of life. And I personally struggle with it because I value those little moments at home. Obviously, I'm a tennis player who doesn't play a heavy schedule because of that reason. I don't want to miss those moments, and especially when they're significant moments, like my mum's birthday, or, when she's not healthy, in and out of hospital, and it's hard to put that in the back of your, just out of your mind while you're on the road, because I'm at the US Open. Reality is I'm at the US Open and I'm one of the favourites, and I'm expecting myself to do well. So I'm going to just have to carry on. But obviously, I've got one eye on home after this tournament, but it's hard. And only Australians understand that. No other tennis player understands what it's like to be on the road for that long. No one does. And it's hard. It's something they don't have to deal with. But I try not to think about it. I try not to talk about it too much as well, because it makes you sad a little bit. So, yeah.
Great.
You're just talking about the way you're playing, etc. If you look at the start of the tournament compared to where you are now, how much of an improvement do you feel there has been? And let's say it is Daniil in the next round, how much more improvement do you need to have?
Well, I know my game plan if it's Medvedev, and I'm happy if I win or lose playing that way. Like, I'm definitely going to play a certain way against him, and I'm happy to lose that way, and I'm happy to win that way. So, I think my level's right there. I think there are only few players right now who are playing a better level of tennis than I am, if not the same. So, look, it is what it is. If it's Medvedev, there's no shame in losing to a player like that, but I definitely feel like the way I'm playing and the game plan and the success I had against him, obviously in Montreal, I definitely feel like I've got a fighting chance. And not many players can say that right now, going into to play Medvedev at the US Open. Like, no one, they're going to go out there, but I don't think deep down they know in their core they're going to win. And I feel like I'm definitely one of those players that has a chance. So, with the way I'm playing right now, I've got a chance.
Match significant going into the one here?
Sure,
Yeah.
definitely, for sure, especially a recent match. I feel like when I played him at Australian Open, I had victories against him, but they were like years before. And, at the Australian Open, I felt like my level wasn't there, and I played the wrong way, and he was just in his prime. So, I still took a set there, but I was just nowhere near the player I am now, that's for sure. But I feel like having success against someone weeks before and then playing them again, it's for sure in his mind, and for sure in my mind, but we put that behind us, and we've got major respect for each other. And I've got major respect for his coach as well. He's a great guy. He's really been nice to me. So, look, I think it's going to be a fun battle.
Stuart, last question.
Rick, so the other day we were talking about you loving low percentage shots and really kind of going for broke at big moments. But tonight it looked like you had a really good cross-court backhand, but that you also seemed content to just kind of keep hitting it there and really making JJ work. Is that because you know that he may then therefore be tempted to go for something that he shouldn't? Is it just based on how you're playing, or how much of that is also based on your assessment of what your opponent is thinking?
Yeah, you look at JJ. I've I've been in that position before where I've been given a wild card, you know, in my home Grand Slam. You know, you're soaking in every moment. I know what he's feeling, you know, and that, it drains you. You know, you get to the courts, you look forward to practices, your mind doesn't stop thinking, social media's going off, you've won a couple rounds. Like, I know what that feels like, so I already know when I'm walking out there how he's feeling and how much energy he just wants to go out there. With that game style, I know he wants to put on a show, I know he wants to play aggressive, I know he wants to keep things on his terms. So today I took a back seat. You know, obviously, you know, there's some flary points here or there, but, you know, you look at my stats, I'm not blasting winners past him. You know, obviously serving well, mixing up my serve, but my forehand winners were low, my backhand winners were quite low for a standard match. But that was my game plan, to play, you know, a more disciplined type tennis tonight, and, you know, see what he brought. I was honestly curious to see what type of tennis he was going to bring, and I was impressed, honestly. You know, a couple points here or there that, you know, he just lacks a bit of experience, you know, playing a bit too big, not within himself. But that will come with time. You know, he's only a young guy who he made third round the US Open, and that's amazing. But he definitely put himself in a position to break me numerous times today as well. So, you know, that will come with experience. I was once that person who played massive on every point. And, you know, he'll learn that in time, in a Grand Slam, that brand of tennis will get you out of trouble, will win you a lot of matches, but it can be self-destructive at times. And that's taken me 27 years to figure out as well. So I definitely had a different tactic tonight. I was definitely the veteran who was playing more within himself, and I think the stats will show that. He made a lot more unforced errors than I did. So I'm really happy with that.